not bring up the issue without discharge.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Board of Commissioners meeting to order and thank everyone for coming out tonight and being with us. Would everybody please stand for invocation? Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you, God. Thank you for this day, God. Just thank you for who you are, God. And we just ask you the blessings over this meeting, God. We ask for wisdom and knowledge, God, throughout the meeting to do the work for the county, God, and to please you most and serve these citizens to how we need to. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two items under the chairman's report tonight. First, I'd like to recognize Danny Ellsbury, our District 2 Commissioner, for completing his core certification for commissioner. There's a school that we go through, all commissioners, and want to congratulate him for completing his core certification.
Thank y'all. Congratulations.
And our next recognition is Fire Department personnel. Chief Lake will come forward. He's got a call that, my understanding, he's wanting to recognize some responders that went to this call.
On the morning of September 25th, 2025, the highest standards of courage, professionalism, and teamwork in the face of a difficult and dangerous situation took place. Units responded to a residential structure fire involving 2 seriously burned victims. Personnel demonstrated under calm pressure, swift decision-making, and unwavering commitment to the citizens of Haralson County in need. From the moment on scene, your first coordination and execution reflected exceptional training and dedication. The rapid assessment, fire attack, and patient care efforts made a significant difference in the survival and treatment of those that were injured. Despite the emotional and physical toll of such incidents, each person that was there and responded to this call and assisted performed with composure, compassion, complete focus, and dedicated training and to their craft. The professionalism that they displayed on that morning brings great credit to each of those responders, Haralson County Fire Department, AmbuCare, and the citizens of this county that depend on us for them. Your teamwork serves as a powerful example of what it means to serve with honor and integrity. Please accept this gratitude and respect for your exemplary service. You have made your department, your community, and your fellow firefighters and EMS providers proud. Thank you for your dedication. And I'm going to call them out one by one. Michael Sigler, Engine 14. Connor Bresnahan couldn't be here tonight due to a family sickness. He is also on Engine 2 at Cashtown. Seth Thompson. He's on Engine 1 in Buchanan. Matt Thompson. Engine 11, Felton. Daniel Dawson. Engine 7, Bushmill. Advanced EMT for AmbuCare, John Jeffers. And paramedic for AmbuCare, Stephanie Albertson. They have been awarded a certificate of merit And they will also be presented with a medal and a ribbon that they can wear on their uniform to show this exemplary service that they provided to the county as well as the citizens that live here. Thank you all.
Thank you guys for your service and job well done.
Yes.
Okay. Next will be the approval of the previous minutes. Each one has been emailed. Do I have a motion to approve the regular meeting October 6th, work session October 21st, and special call meeting October 21st?
I move we approve the reading of the previous minutes.
Have a
Second.
second? All in favor? Show of hand. And also, to let everyone know, we do have Commissioner Eddie Ivy on the phone with us for his attendance of the meeting. Motion carries 5-0. Next, do I have a motion and approval of the agenda?
I move we
And we are going to add item number 11. It'll be a resolution for the grand jury to be able to use the old courthouse that come in just a little while ago from our DA's office that they're needing the space. And we have to approve a resolution for that to happen,
For who to use it?
for the grand jury.
Shouldn't we move it from 10 and make executive session 11?
Yes, or we can,
If you
just
do
go
it
out
as
of order.
11, you
we'll
can
just go out.
do it out of order.
That'll be the last.
Okay, okay.
Okay? Any other questions?
make a motion, we approve the agenda as amended.
All right,
Second.
second. Okay, all in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
And then raise a hand, 5-0 vote. Thank you. Okay, the first item, are any public participation on the agenda items? No. Okay. All right, our first item will be public hearing. Mr. Doug Allen would like to come forward. This is, he's from Three Chord Builders in Haralson, and talking about Haralson County Tax Map Information 0029-0056. Property is located on Susie Pope Road. It is, present zoning is A1, agriculture, and he's proposing to build some homes on this property.
Sure. It is a 40-acre tract. We're proposing to divide that down to 7 lots, be 5 to 6 acres apiece. Let's see, where are we at?
Would you mind just moving the microphone closer so the other commissioner can hear you? Thank you.
These would be private lots, a craftsman or a farm style appeal. Square footage ranging from 1,800 to 2,500. Price range 400 to 500,000. Subdivision would use public water facilities, private septic, waste management systems, and would have a paved road per county specs. We're looking at one road going down with a cul-de-sac. That road would be approximately 1,800 linear feet. The soils on the property have already been evaluated. It's been clear and ready for environmental health to approve. Each lot has already been surveyed on the property. Somewhat of a final plat has been presented to planning and zoning, and we did bring that in last time for everybody to see. There was a few questions, 3 that were brought to my attention that we have got answers to. One of those was the road approval, the road name approval, and we did get 911, and they have approved it. The second one was at the beginning of the property. I don't know if you guys have taken a look at the plat or not. But at the beginning of the property on the road, there was a 30-foot, looks like an easement on the left. That is actually part of one of the lots, but we have fixed that where it says a non or a no ingress egress there, and it's been labeled on map accordingly. And the third thing was on Lot 5, there was an issue with the, one of the property lines. It was expanded. I think those are now, it's in the cul-de-sac, so that was expanded from a 45 to a 60, which I believe was the minimum. And then all property lines were designated and labeled according to what they said at the last meeting. So I think that was the three things that they had asked for. Any other questions I can answer for you guys?
On that lot 5, are you able to acquire the county setbacks on the sides particularly?
And will the setbacks on, between 4 and 5 work? Because it looks like you've got the house right on,
Each other?
Well, the little areas that are designated there, that's the septic field.
okay, okay.
So according
So
to
the
everything.
house will be,
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So those aren't actually the actual house location, and it looked like based on the numbers we had, everything should meet the road frontage and the pushback,
setbacks.
front back, yeah,
And the sides,
yes.
side setbacks?
And the entrance you've got laid out here on your drawing, is that per specs now?
It is, yes. I'm assuming, I'd actually just sent a new copy of this a few days ago. I didn't know if y'all, if this is the one you were looking at.
Okay,
It is.
It is?
Yes,
Okay.
they brought us the new
Okay,
one.
great.
okay.
And you have, make sure I heard, as far as you'll be putting a 8-inch water main down through there with hydrants 300 foot apart for fire protection?
Larry, what was, we just met with the water company, or
Met with the water company today, they said it's 6-inch, and
Yeah.
then hydrants at 1,000 feet is what you have on the road frontage now. So there'd be a hydrant at the end down in the cul-de-sac, and then one halfway down.
Okay.
and if, I mean, if something changes or was needed, we can do that.
Okay, we'll check in on that. I'm making sure that, and, I had seen that before,
Okay,
so.
not a problem.
What would be the exterior of your home building? What are you using?
Yeah, we normally use hardy plank
Hardy
on
plank.
the sidings. We can either use hardy on the soffit fascia, or sometimes we use vinyl there. We do some sort of a rock or brick accents on the front. Basically, like I said, like a farmhouse style appeal. But we mainly use hardy.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay.
Vote on that at the work session. Typically, I've been doing it. Vote on it at our next meeting.
Next meeting.
Go ahead,
Yes,
David.
Chairman, we need to ask if there's anybody here to speak in opposition or in favor of it as well.
Is there anyone that'd like to speak on this? Public participation,
For or against?
or against, anything? All right,
Thank you, man.
all right. Thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Item number 2, we have Cabot Howell here tonight, talk about the fiber and the situation that had occurred at the sheriff's office with the lightning strike several months back.
For
for those that don't know me, I'm Cabot Howell. Less 3 years, I've been the consultant, or IT guy for the county for almost 24 years now. So I know this place like the back of my hand. I know it, and I've kept it as cheap as I can do it. So and a part of my job, other than protect you, cybersecurity, keep the Russians and Chinese out of our stuff, is to make sure we stay up. And so I try to eliminate single points of failure. And that's what we have right now, unfortunately, with the jail. So I'm gonna go back about 12, 13 years. We put in dark fiber through negotiations with Parker Fiber out of Rome. We negotiated a $0 install for all our dark fiber to connect all the buildings in the county, about 12 buildings. Since that time, the jail has moved and gone over to the boot camp, the old boot camp, all right? So in the interim, what I put up is on the tower at CMC up here, and the office, that EMC, excuse me, that big tower, we had a microwave that goes from there to 7 miles to the jail. So it was air, it was not on the fiber. Not the most perfect idea, but it worked for a while. And so we wanted to continue on and put the jail on fiber so it would be solid and stable, okay? So Parker Fiber agreed to do that, and they came in about 5 years ago-ish, something like that, 6 years ago. And what they did was they leased the fiber along the railroad track. That's where a lot of fiber goes, along railroad tracks, okay? So they leased the fiber along railroad tracks. So to hand off to the jail, they have to put a little device there, all right? Single point of failure. I don't like those, all right? So about a month ago, we had a storm, and that little device just choked for a minute, okay? So Parker Fiber came out and tried to figure out the problems. We were at the jail, we were at the 911 center, where everything comes to is 911 center. And then it took about 2 days. So that was painful for the jail, because they can't do anything without internet. I mean, nothing without internet. Cameras go out, GCIC goes out, their software they use for their inmates, everything goes out. They can't do anything. That's how dependent we are nowadays on this internet. They have to be on the internet. There is regulations and auditing that requires it that they do this, all right? Just like the DA's office did when I put in that fiber. DA's office all of a sudden required to upload everything to the state just that year. So thank goodness we got off the old dial-up and got on that fiber and able to do that. All right, so that was 2 days down, which was extremely painful. So I've got a single point of failure there. So I'm trying to get Parker to put in what's called dark fiber, a line in there, all right? Now understand, the jail is my only 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, 365 operation in this county. Everybody else goes home about 5 o'clock. And it's my only one that's up 24/7. Now, yes, you look at the 911 center, but that's handled by a different entity. That's handled by a metropolitan out of Carrollton, all right? So that 911 center is not mine. Everything else is mine, okay? And as far as mine, that's the only one that's 24/7. Yes, the fire department's in there, but they have their own wireless thing, and they don't need the internet 24/7 always. The jail does. The jail has to be up. There, where we're at now in days, with our regulations, there's no option here. It has to be up. So I gotta eliminate single points of failure there in order to make this happen. So one option is to put in another circuit there. That's where we are. So we would like to put in another circuit there. That could be a fiber circuit or a cellular circuit, and unfortunately, the cellular circuit may not be adequate for what they need. Cameras, GCIC, all the stuff that they use probably won't be adequate for whatever time it's down. Now, how often does it go down? About once every 6 years so far. Pretty good rating there. Pretty good uptime. 99.9999. Ain't too many places can claim that. So we're up there pretty good. Because I have 2 fiber connections, redundancy, at the 911 center, which is what all the other counties own. The whole county's on that, okay? So I've got redundancy there on phones and network. So if either one of these circuits go down, they just hop on that other circuit. I've got firewalls and redundancy in firewalls. I've got systems that handle our phones. I've got redundancy everywhere, except for the jail. That's the only place I don't have redundancy. And now we're living in a time where it is essential that they stay up. There is no option here. There's no bargaining here. They have to be up. So that's what governance has to decide now. The value of this. Do they have to be up? What do we do to do it? Okay. And so I think she presented this to you last meeting.
Couple of meetings.
And in there I have again the redundancy option. Okay. And it was about $21,000 up front and about $1,200 a month. You know, that's a hard one to bite off. The best I can do, come up with, is cut that redundancy that I proposed here, bring it down to about $10,000, $11,000 upfront cost, and then that $1,200 a month for fiber. That's about the best we can do with this. I talked a little bit about business continuity plans. What can the sheriff do for 8 hours if they're down? What can they do? You know, can they just get by? So had a meeting over here with them, and they started describing what all, things I didn't know, what all they have to do to stay up, to function. And I realized that business continuity plan would be very, very difficult. It would be almost as expensive to set up a business continuity plan in the event that circuit does go down. The rarity it does. So here we are. Now we got to decide if the value, the auditing, if the regulations, state regulation, federal regulations are enough to scare us or not to put in the circuit, to put in to eliminate the single point of failure, is what I call it. Eliminate that single point of failure. I want to eliminate that all over the county, wherever I can. All right. So that's my consultant on this one. All right. And understand this: I'm Haralson County. I'm not AT&T. I'm not a salesman. I'm not getting commissions on this. I am Haralson County's consultant. All right. So this is not a pitch. This is just consulting, letting you know where your situation is, what you got to do about it. All right. Any questions?
Who owns the fiber along the railroad track that we are currently connected to?
I do not know. That goes, Parker Fiber is leasing that from somebody. I do not know.
Okay, well, if they're leasing, and it ties in with Synchronet, I believe, on 27 North, right downtown Bremen.
Okay.
If Parker is leasing that, and that is ever who that is, their problem, why can't they fix what we have, what they installed 5, 6 years ago? And how long did it take to fix the reset button once you found it?
Yeah, 30 minutes. once you
30,
find it.
okay,
Yeah,
all
30
right.
minutes.
Then my question to you would be on that. Why didn't you go there first? Why didn't you wait 2 days and
Why
check
didn't
out
Parker go
every?
there first?
Why didn't you go to that reset button very first? You know, if my lights go out in the house, I go to the fuse box.
Yeah.
But you wasted 2 days, I see, and then you found something with an easy, simple fix that can be done in 30 minutes. I have a problem with that.
I know. So what you have to understand is what is the most probable cause. So you go to the most probable cause first. All right? So that's what they did. They spent a day here trying to figure out it was on one of the endpoints, the jail or the 911 center. All right? So that's the most probable. This is the least probable that would happen. So they didn't even think about it, I guess. I'm speaking for Parker Systems right now, okay, because it's theirs. This is their problem. This is Parker's problem. This is not ours.
Well, and I think Parker should fix their problem.
Yes, I'm negotiating with them for $0
And-
to
and I-
put in dark fiber. Yes, I'm doing that.
And I don't see where the cost is to the county then.
Because that was not part of our original contract. See, they're already doing us a solid, because what we negotiated was for the jail right here. But now we moved the jail 7 miles away, and at $30,000 a mile to put in fiber.
But the fiber's already there.
No, sir, it's not.
You said it runs along the railroad track,
That's
and
somebody else's fiber.
and that we're leasing that fiber.
And if we do that, we'll always have that component of single point of failure. We'll be obligated to somebody else.
Okay, but for the cost that you're talking about to this county upfront and monthly, if it goes down once every 6 years, I believe I'd go check my fuse box first and see if it couldn't be fixed before I went and spent a ton of money rewiring my entire house because the lights went out.
Yeah.
So that's what I relate it to, and that's how I feel about what you're requesting the county to spend, that I feel like is very unnecessary to that extent. I understand that your jail has to be up and operating. I get that. But if you can come down here and fix it in 30 minutes, but you failed to check the easy one, then that's not our problem. Okay? All right.
I agree with you.
Okay, then why should we spend, what are we talking about? Why should we spend the money? There's no reason to spend the money. If you agree with me, then.
We're relying on on them. We're relying on Parker. We're not relying, we have no control.
We always relying on people. We always are relying on people. That's why we do business. We're relying on you. So that doesn't change the name of the game.
No, it helps eliminate my single points of failure. And that's what I started with. This is a single point of failure that I can eliminate. And so.
Yeah, in 30 minutes, you can fix it too.
Mr. Howell, how long do you anticipate negotiating with them to lower that rate? I know you said it was, right now is $11,000 or $12,000 was the upfront cost, but did you not say that you were continuing negotiation to try to get to a $0 lease?
AT&T?
Is that, I may have misunderstood what you said.
About the other, the first one that you said.
For some reason, I thought I heard you say that you were also
Still in
negotiating to keep instead of spending the $11,000 or $12,000 on this project, that you were still negotiating to try to get that to a $0.
Parker to put a dark fiber in that 7 miles.
Okay, I misunderstood the connection there. Okay.
After we signed the contract and after it's gone, Haralson County moved the jail.
Yeah, no, I understand where we've got to move it to, okay, yeah.
Now they're saying, wait a minute, you want us to put, give you free $210,000, and they weren't going for that.
Gotcha, I understand now, okay.
So, yeah.
We're not,
Now, because we decided to move the jail.
Yeah.
Now we're saying, okay, now you got.
yeah, no, I get it,
They say no.
I get it, I don't blame it. Are we voting on this tonight, Chairman? It doesn't look like we are. Okay, all right.
No, I think I just came to
Yeah,
Yeah, just
I
come to
appreciate it.
present it.
Yeah, thank you.
put some light on that situation.
Well, I appreciate it, but I still don't understand the expense, why we have to go out and expenditure something that large just so that the sheriff's department in a lightning storm once every 5 or 6 years causes a 30-minute problem. That does not pencil out in my household, nor does it pencil out in this county's household to spend that kind of money for that.
Right, yeah, but we will not eliminate, now, 30 minutes is if in the ideal situation, okay? Oh, they gonna come down from Rome and then get in there, whatever that.
Okay, well, it's not 2 days
Right.
plus.
Right, so unless they, and hopefully that's not been fried, and they don't have to go somewhere else and get a part, and then come back or order a part. Again.
We
have
roll the
parts.
dice every day.
Yes, sir, we do, but and that part is a single point of failure, so yes, y'all have to decide whether that single point of failure is there or not, you're exactly right.
Thank you, Mr. Howell.
That is,
That's it. Thank you for coming.
all right.
All right, our next item is the Waco Fire Station, number 9 cement driveway repair bid. Give a little update on that. At this time, we have looked at doing the whole parking lot. So what we would have to do is have a motion and a second to reject the other bids and to rebid it with a new spec for the whole parking lot. So do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we reject the previous bids and we change the requirements to a complete driveway repair as of a partial.
Second.
All right, got a motion and a second. All in favor by saying aye and raise their hands? Aye. Motion carries 5-0. The next item number 4, the Planning and Zoning Board appointments. So we had 3 applications and at this time, so I've got the 3 names. I will present a name and then we would get a motion and a second. And then we would go through them, and whichever name gets a majority vote through this will be the appointment.
You need to find out if anyone else has
And-
any.
Is there any other names anyone would like to put on the list?
But you gonna call all 3 names out
Or-
first?
Yeah, or how we,
Yes, because you can call the first name out and no one knows what the last 2 are.
I'll call off,
So you gotta give us all 3 names, and then there'll be
Yes.
a commissioner to either make a motion or not for each one of those 3.
yeah.
Correct?
Correct,
Correct.
We gotta know the names up front before we vote.
yes.
Right, the 3 names are Clayton Lovern, John Hutchison, and Kenneth Smith. We have not received any additional in this office since we gave y'all those names at the last meeting.
Well, then I'd make a motion that we appoint Kenneth Smith to the zoning board, planning and zoning board. Ken has been on the Bremen Planning and Zoning. He would have to come off, and he realizes that. But he has already been, having been on that board, he has some background to what's expected out of this board, and he would like very much to serve on the county board. And so I would like to put his name out as in the form of a motion.
Okay? Got a motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
All right, got a motion and a second. All in favor for Kenneth Smith? Raise your hand. And and then all opposed? All right. Motion didn't carry.
I'd like to
Next.
make a motion to appoint to the Planning and Zoning Board Clayton Lovern.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor for Clayton Lovern? All opposed?
Aye.
3-2 carries. So that means that would end the proceedings. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Clayton Lovern will be the new appointment for the Planning and Zoning Board. All right. Item number 5, a resolution to update the Board of Elections. We had that at our work session, that where we have to start doing it here instead of going to the governor's appointment.
I read that on Friday when we received it, and I had discussed 6 or 8 months ago, I guess it was, with Avery about the change in this elections board, and I talked to Avery as early as Monday, and to get the way that Carroll County's election board is run, and it has a very clear cut into the election board when they changed their board a few years back, whereas what our example is coming out of Coweta County, I believe, and it is a process that will take a number of years for the board to realign with what the governor is wanting to do. It's a process. Carroll County, when they voted on it, the existing board ceased to exist then, and the 4 commissioners appointed 5 board members with staggered terms, so not everyone is up at the same year, and it gives a really clear understanding of who puts those members on, and that is the Board of Commissioners, which I believe that's where it should be. And the one that we have before us does not allow for that. So with that being said, I'm going to ask the board, and Avery, you might want to enlighten me a little bit why none of this was sent out and transmitted to any of the commissioners, as you told me that would have been. And we need to revisit this at next month's meeting, or either add it to the agenda at a special call meeting at our work session. But I move that until the board has a chance to review this other policy, that we not vote on this one tonight.
Can I ask for clarification on the governor's request? And the way that I look at it is the governor is requesting that the Board of Commissioners, if we have a seat that comes a resignation or whatever transpires, that we make a decision. Is that correct? Am I?
That's correct. So the governor's request was that the governor would not be in the process, of appointing the local board of elections. And so that was the governor's only request, is that instead of the governor involved in the appointing of vacant seats, that we let somebody else do that.
And what did your suggestion, and what did your example suggest?
And my example suggested that the Board of Commissioners would make that appointment to a vacant seat instead of the governor. And so that was the only change that I proposed. Now, the board doesn't make the appointments in the first place. Those are made according to the judges or the grand jury or the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, just like it always has been. The only change is that if those appointing authorities do not make the appointment in the appropriate time, or there's a vacant seat otherwise, that the Board of Commissioners fills that instead of the governor. So that was the only change, is removing the governor's name and putting in the Board of Commissioners. So that was the change. Now, Mr. Tarpley had suggested that we look at some other changes, and I provided Coweta counties as an example of other changes. And I had to locate Carroll counties and have located it now and have sent it earlier today to the board, not much earlier today, but earlier today. And so the board has that as an example as well. And if the board wants to make any changes similar to Carroll's or similar to Coweta's, the board certainly can do that. My only suggestion was just the small revision that the governor had requested at the time. But
I'm glad to know that, because I really wasn't, you answered to the small provisions that the governor had requested. I'm answering to the special legislation that was introduced in 2002, I believe it was, under Speaker Murphy at that time, who said that the Board of Elections would be, one vote would go to the winning chairman, is that correct? One vote would go to the side. If the Republican won, they got a vote. If a Democrat won, they got a vote. Well, we all know that the parties like that, we don't have anybody in the Democrat Party running it. I mean, I just look at it. 2 people would be appointed by the grand jury and 1 by the Superior Court judge. Now, how out of sync is that nonsense? Why are all these people being involved in putting together a Board of Elections, which should be encumbered upon the Board of Commissioners? It's not the business of a judge or a grand jury or a Democrat or Republican Party to pick who is on the elections board. That was very political back in 2002, obviously, and it's time to change it.
Make a motion that we approve the resolution that Avery prepared. We can discuss, I think, what Commissioner Tarpley's talking about. I have no issue discussing those at a later date, but I have no issue getting in line with what the governor's request was tonight. So I'd make a motion that we approve the resolution as proposed by our attorney.
I second that motion with us being able to look at the other information that evidently I have not received it yet that you sent, but I would like to have the opportunity to look at that. But just to approve what the governor is requesting. I'll make a motion.
2 weeks ain't gonna, that governor's not gonna lose any sleep over 2 weeks.
Neither are we.
No, obviously not. You'll be home before dark.
I'm trying to get there.
All right.
All right, I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor, raise your hand. All opposed?
I'm again.
Eddie, what was that, Eddie?
You may be on mute. Yes, ma'am.
Because it was in the legislation, I'm trying to understand how you can change something that's already in the law.
Commissioner, are you there?
This is local legislation, just applies to Haralson County. All counties have enabling legislations for their boards of elections, and they're all set up differently. And so,
All right, give me 1 second.
It is it's local legislation that's passed by the General Assembly. And again, passed that specific legislation for each local county, and they all can be different. And so they've passed one for Haralson County that's been around, and they changed it when they passed it back originally, and it can be changed again. Coweta County's was most recently changed. That's why it was provided as an example. Carroll County's was changed in It was changed in '97, it was changed again in 2004, and then changed again in 2021. So they are changed fairly often.
That appears
Could
to
you
be
come
the
up to the
understanding that
microphone?
Avery has. You're against? Okay, you're for it. Yes. You approve Ryan's motion, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
No, what I'm saying is, what I was asking was, if it's already in the legislation, which I have read, for 1982, when they first passed it, then they did it in 2002. But the bigger question is, if it is in our bylaws, under the way that it is written, how can you just change it at the local level when it's already the law and in our bylaws and our charter on how the election board
I see
is
what you're
elected
saying.
and all of the other authorities?
So the Board of Commissioners cannot change the local legislation. Only the Georgia legislators can change that. But the Georgia legislators only make a change to it upon the request of the Board of Commissioners usually. So usually that's how it starts, is the board requests a change from the local delegates in local legislation, whether it be the board's own charter or the charter of the Development Authority or the charter of the Board of Elections. And they request that change, and then the local legislators are the one that actually make that change and pass it at the assembly.
Right, but if it hasn't been enacted yet, how can you let them choose the Board of Elections when the governor kicked it back?
All the Board of Commissioners is doing is making a recommendation to the Georgia General Assembly. So there's nothing that's the Board of Commissioners is going to do that's going to be binding upon the Board of Elections. It will only be binding if the Georgia General Assembly passes it.
Okay, but that's not what they said, and who is deciding who the election board will be? It sounds like you guys are voting on who the election board will be.
No, ma'am, we're just voting, if someone passes away or is not able to handle a seat while they are on the Board of Elections, the way that it was written was that the governor was the one that reappointed that position or filled that position. All we are doing, and what Mr. Jackson is saying, is we are simply requesting that our local legislators bring forth local legislation to change that, to allow us as a Board of Commissioners to make that appointment to fill the unexpired term of that individual, because the governor requested that he not be the one that makes that decision for a county. So we're not changing anything tonight. We're simply voting to request that
That
the.
needs to change, but my question was that we did not turn in the names for the election board within the 30-day notice that we were supposed to turn in. Therefore, the governor has said, we're not doing it for you anymore. You need to turn those in the way you're supposed to, which is what you said with the Democrat, the Republican, the probate judge, not the superior judge. I'm pretty sure it's the probate judge. And then that's how you elect your board of elections. So my question is, how are you bypassing that? And who are the people that are supposed to be on the board of elections at this point?
So the governor did make appointments so the governor has made appointments. There's a Board of Elections that is serving, and they are all properly appointed. So there is no issues with that. This is only for future. The governor does not want to be involved in it if that happens again. Hopefully it won't happen again. Hopefully all the appointing authorities turn in all their stuff in time, and nobody has to appoint a vacancy. But if it does happen again, the governor did not want to be the person that makes those appointments. The governor wanted the Board of Commissioners to make the appointment. In fact, this time, before the governor would make the appointment, the governor required the Board of Commissioners to pass a resolution saying, these are the people that are supposed to be in these positions and that should, which the board did. And the board passed a resolution and said, here are the members that we think, or that were appointed by the appointing authorities and that should be on the board. And the governor took that list and appointed all those people too.
So in today's politics of this county, when the Democratic appointee of the Elections Board term comes to an end, who in the Democratic Party of this county makes the recommendation to extend that member or to appoint a new member?
It just says the Democratic Party of Haralson County.
But who is that?
I'm not sure who that is.
That's what I'm saying. So this is a very antiquated way of doing things. It needs to be before the board. You're involving, the way we're talking about it, you're involving the grand jury, you're involving the Superior Court judge, you're involving a Republican and a Democratic Party. Whereas if you change it to where they are appointed by the board, thus we are the board, there's only one committee that has to be disturbed about it. Our clerk keeps up with when appointments comes up, and it's put on the agenda. There is no overlap in terms because some judge, oh, I forgot about it, I forgot to put old Joe back on the elections board. Or some Democrat says, well, there's no Democrat to appoint me, so I guess I'll just appoint myself. This is crazy.
I don't think anybody's saying that we can't change that. All we voted on was to go ahead and approve the change that
Why do
Avery
you want to
suggested.
go ahead and approve the change tonight? It's not gonna go for special legislation, doesn't take place till January. You can at least take a look at it.
I
and
don't
then
think we
come
at
no-
all
and then in
said that we
2
wouldn't
weeks,
take a
you
look
can
at
look
it. I don't think we at all said that we wouldn't look at it, but sometimes things come before the board, they don't find their way back for a few
Why do
months.
you want to do it tonight then, Ryan Farmer?
It was on the agenda to vote on tonight, so I don't know why we wouldn't
So
just vote
you
on it.
didn't know of this argument until I brought it up,
I'm not
and you
discounting-
still want to go on and vote on it.
Well, we've already voted on it, it's been
Okay.
approved, so.
Mute issue.
Yep, it is.
All right, this motion passes 4-1.
Did Eddie vote for it?
He did.
Okay.
All right. Okay, item number 6 is McBrayer Road easement that was brought before us at the work session.
And I have an update on that, Chairman, is that now instead of an easement, they are requesting fee simple title. They said that they need fee simple instead of an easement for, I believe it's going to be a residential development that they're doing, and so they're going to have a driveway that's going to be a public road that they're going to need access to. So they're requesting fee simple title. They're also now requesting an easement for sewer that connects to a sewer line that runs across the property where our government complex building is going to be. So this is all something that we're going to have to run by our architect and run by our project manager before we can take up. So I think we just need to table this to the next work session when we have more information on it.
I move that we table item number 6.
Have a second. All in favor? This time?
Aye.
All passes 5-0. All right. Item number 7, this policy change for the commissioners to be able to recommend the hiring or firing of a department head. At this time, I know there were some concerns brought to me. I'll ask due to wording and that I know, Avery, you have wrote out something for us, but I had some concerns. Do y'all want to vote on this, or y'all want to read over all of what our attorney has wrote up and at the next work session before we vote?
Have you got anything ready?
Yes, I sent it out on Friday, I believe it was.
I can get
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I sent it out on Friday, and,
yeah, we were just looking at it.
yeah,
I didn't get that. All I got was the governor's.
it was right before that. It was the email directly before that.
Hiring and firing.
Probably showed up in the
this part.
same email, Danny, and then it was on the second when they got sent.
You just asked me about it.
Okay.
You showed me on your phone. You said the hiring and firing, and I told you that that policy was correct. We did talk.
So the policy is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I make a motion that, we approve the change to our, policy change to our, employment book, or, to whereas any commissioner can bring up before the board hiring or firing of a department head
Second.
only.
Second.
Second? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion carries. 5-0. All right, item number 8, the closing of the convenience centers on Christmas Eve. Terry? you like to-
It makes it logistically impossible for me to be able to haul the garbage late fall.
Yeah.
But it is a scheduled day open, which is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Christmas.
No, Thanksgiving. It's the first issue I have.
So it'd be both, it'd be the day before Thanksgiving and Christmas
So
Eve?
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Christmas is a later issue.
Okay.
But like I said, logistically, I'm not able to haul it.
Okay.
So, because landfill closures and things of that nature.
So that-
So you need it on
We
both?
can do it on both days.
Make a motion to amend item number 8 to be a closing of the convenience center on the day before Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make a motion that we adopt, I guess we need to move in a second to amend it.
Do I have a second to amend it?
Second.
All right. Now, do I have a motion?
We gotta vote on that.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. Now, next motion, do I have a motion to close the convenience centers on the day before Thanksgiving and
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve?
Second.
Got a motion? Got a second? All in favor?
Aye.
No, we had to amend it because it only was written as Christmas Eve.
Chairman. I second, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I did. All right. Okay, now, item number 9, Terry, the request to close Old School Road. You want to give us all your,
But give you some kind of paper or plaque and an arrow view to give you some kind of recognition of where it's at.
Can't hear him.
But with that being said, I've done my due diligence as far as research. And the only thing that I can come up with is a verbal statement from one of our past fall commissioners, which at that point in time voted to, or I guess I would say voted, or made the choice to abandon said property. So I think Mr. Palmer has looked in the minutes and stuff. So all they're asking, pretty much, what my understanding is, I think if you look in track 1, the old abandoned road lies within inside track 1, so realistically, there's nothing for us to,
do.
get back, so to speak. It doesn't, they've been paying taxes on it, I think y'all seen the emails. Pretty kind of cut and dry, in my personal opinion. I've been involved with Haralson County since 1993. I didn't know that the road existed. So if you physically seen it yourself, you'd understand what I'm saying. There's no remnants of.
Not a road. Yeah.
But all these, all this family wants is for the county to
Yeah.
Officially.
record of
Yeah.
abandoning it officially so that, it goes back into their property. But they did ask, or maybe Avery looking into it as far as to how to make sure that that's incorporated back into that said property. I don't know the legalities of it, what they're asking us to do is to officially abandon it and be on record.
Then-
That's pretty basic what they want.
all right. I'd like to ask the attorney, is it all right for us to go ahead since,
Well, we got to advertise it and do a
okay,
process.
advertise?
Yeah.
So, all right, at this time, do your,
We actually got, I think, 2 others, so we got 3 that we'll need to do.
Need to be
so
looked into,
We'll add it
yes.
to the list.
Yep.
Thank you, Avery.
all right. Okay, item number 11 is the resolution for the grand jury to use the old courthouse. We have our DA here. Is there any questions? They just need, we have to do a resolution for that to be able to happen this coming Friday or in 2 weeks.
Good evening, gentlemen. The resolution just states that, the commissioners are designating the historic courthouse courtroom as a alternative meeting place for the grand jury. We've been working with the sheriff's office, we've been working with a lot of folks, just trying to figure out a way to have more and more court sessions, bring the grand jury in more, to move cases quicker, and unfortunately, between magistrate court, juvenile court, probate court, Haralson County Superior Court, drug court, accountability court, I'm leaving a bunch out. Child support recovery court, juvenile mental health court, and we only have 2 active courtrooms or hearing rooms. We're out of space. We know there's efforting to change that down the road, but let's kind of have more and more court. We need alternative space, and the only way the grand jury can meet away from the actual courthouse is by county commission resolution. And to be honest, we have a very well-preserved, full courtroom, access to that courtroom, and this just allows the grand jury to use that as alternative location when other court is going on.
Avery, is that something you got to prepare for the work session so we could vote on it at a special call? Or is that something we could vote on tonight?
There's a resolution.
Okay,
Yeah.
are we able to, I know we added it to the agenda,
Yes.
are we able to vote on it tonight?
We can vote on it and approve the resolution tonight, yes.
With that being said, I make a motion that we,
The sheriff's office already got a bailiff lined up for us, so, and just for clarification and to put it out in the public, the grand jury does have to meet though the grand jury, proceedings are all done in secret, doors have to be covered, those things. The building itself must be open to the public, so they cannot go into the grand jury room, they will not be able to go into the actual historic courtroom. With that said, the library is generally closed on Fridays. However, for this purpose, the lobby of the historic courthouse will be open that particular day. It will be posted starting tomorrow, leading up to Friday week. The lobby will be open, so it will be a public, a building open to the public that the grand jury is meeting in on that particular day. So that's a long way around the mountain of asking, please give the grand jury room to meet somewhere.
I make a motion, we adopt the resolution as requested.
Do I have a second? Second, and got a motion and a second. All in favor by raising right hand and say aye. Motion passes. All right. Okay, any participation on non-agenda items? Done? All right. Item 10, do I have a motion to go into executive session for land acquisition and personnel?
Move that we go into executive session.
Second.
All in favor? All right.